What's happening, guys? Now this is a different setup to what you're used to because I'm currently away on work. But I just want to make this video talking about, you know, the situation with Manchester City. Today it's come out that they are facing over 100 counts of charges to do with the breach of financial fair play rules. You know, they've been falsifying what their general income is, basically revenue, and it even went as far as I watched DR Sports podcast, and one of the guys on there was a Liverpool fan. He read out one of the things, and one of the things goes down as far as the grass being too long. Jesus Christ. Apparently Roberto Mancini was paid like double the work that he didn't even do. Like, he was paid by a club from Dubai or something like that, and he hadn't done anything for him. And this is when Mancini was there. These charges go from 2009 up until 2018. Now, it sounds serious. It sounds serious to the point where it could be possible deletion, let's just say, of Manchester City. I would say more than anything, it would be points deduction for this season. Whether it will happen, I don't think it will happen inside the season, but if it does, then it's going to be from this season. Some are saying that maybe the trophies, that all the trophies that they won, just gets wiped. I don't think that will happen, but punishment is quite serious. Man City are in the mud right now. Like, the Premier League's caught up to you.
Gotcha, bitch.
With, you know, they've been in trouble before for financial fair play, and, you know, UEFA's got on their case, but they managed to beat that. But Man City are truly in the mud right now. It's looking peak right now for Manchester City. Personally, I don't think that, you know, obviously there's people talking about, you know, the league titles that they won. You know, that means that Man U and Liverpool will have 3 league titles each. If they were to take cities away from them, I wouldn't want personally. I'm not just saying that because I don't support any of them clubs. Because at the end of the day, if they were to do this with all the trophies Man City have won, let's just say they're gonna award the winners, the runners-up, the winners of whoever's been runners-up to Manchester City. That means Arsenal will be on League Cup number 3. And I don't want it to be like that. You know what I mean? I just, if they're gonna delete the trophies from them, just take the trophies from them. But I don't think that you should just give them to the runners up, especially when it comes to cup competitions, because, you know, nothing says that if they didn't breach the financial fair play rules, nothing says really they would have got to the final. And then you look at all the clubs they knocked out to get to the final of those competitions. You know what I mean? But Man City do deserve punishment because, you know, they've been allowed to get away with so much when it comes to stuff like this as it is. You know what I mean? Man City must have known something like this was coming. You know what I mean? It's like one thing. The main thing that's suspect is, despite what Man City's been doing, the recent success and everything like that, you're telling me you still can't fill a stadium. Yet, apparently, Man City's revenue has been more than Arsenal's, Liverpool's, Man U's. No way, Jose Enrique. That's suspect as shit. You know what I mean? It's like you know that a crack den, you know someone's house is a crack den, right? When it's blitz with snow outside, but their roof is not the ones that has snow on it. That's what this is, basically. Man City have been exposed. That's going to be the thumbnail, actually. Man City have been exposed, right? And it all started apparently by a young Portuguese computer hacker years back. You know what I mean? So it's finally catching up to him. What it is Man City went from absolutely nothing to this sudden success, and they couldn't fill the stadium. That was the biggest red flag, is not only how far they jumped from nothing to success, it's the fact that they still can't fill the stadium. You know what I mean? Like, investing in Man City was like suicidal in that sense, because, you know, even if you try and get away with things when it comes to money and everything like that, falsifying revenue, income, and everything like that. If the fans aren't filling the stadium, you're gonna call out. See, if these owners went to Newcastle, then they got away with it better because Newcastle fans, they're one of the most loyal fans. But Man City, they ain't getting fans. It don't matter what. They could win the Champions League. They could win the quadruple 3 seasons in a row and they still won't fill a stadium. That's how small of a club Manchester City really are. You know what I mean? Let Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool win a quadruple just once. You'll see some shit. You know what I mean? You will see you will see stadiums getting packed more than ever. It's already hard enough to be able to get into an Arsenal game these days. You know what I mean? But Man City, I could probably walk over there and get into that stadium and watch a Man City game if I wanted to. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't feel sorry for Man City. It serves them right. I do hope they get the punishment. I do hope that the Premier League looks at it and because they can't appeal this either. Man City can't appeal. You know what I mean? So they are done for if the Premier League decide, you know what, you're guilty. The Premier League is they ain't playing games. But Man City have come out and said that they are surprised by all this.
Stop the cap.
Really? You're surprised? Come on, you all along, man. The warning signs was probably there. You know what I mean? Now, this might affect Manchester City on the pitch this season, for the rest of the season. Should Arsenal win this league title, I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, well, you only won it because Man City had the fair play rules. No, I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I mean? Don't want to hear none of that. Don't want to hear none of that noise. End of the day, Man City, you know, they breached the rules. You know, Pep's already said previous that if these men are lying to me, I'm out. You know what I mean? And who's going to want to stay if Man City suffer the consequences of their own actions? This could potentially mean City get relegated. It could mean maybe just relegation to the Championship. Maybe it's starting all over again. I wouldn't mind. See, I don't want to see things like this happen to football clubs, but if it's football clubs like Manchester City, where you kind of won't miss them, because they've literally gone from nothing and then they've shot up, but the fan base has not really grown, they're not going to be missed. You know what I mean? Like, if it happened to Chelsea, I wouldn't mind it happening to them, but they'd be more missed than Man City. You know what I mean? Chelsea fans are probably sweating right now. Not saying that Chelsea did anything wrong, because we don't know, but they're probably sweating a little. So it really does force you to take into account what it takes to be making signings. You know what I mean? You spend what you earn, and Man City haven't been earning like that, so they've been falsifying it, and then they've been spending bare, and now it's caught up to them. You know what I mean? The Premier League's got them.
Got him! Got him!
So I do hope they get the punishment, because if they don't, this sets a bad example. Imagine you're competing in a sport, right? And it turns out that guy that kept winning all the time, he was on anabolic steroids the whole time. You know what I mean? All this time he just suddenly started dominating. He was actually on roids, right? And imagine he doesn't get the punishment that should be. How's everybody else? How's that going to look to everybody else? Oh, he didn't even get the punishment. But meanwhile, we're all working hard, but he unfairly was in a advanced position because he decided to take matters into his own hands and enhance himself illegally. You know what I mean? So it'd be a kick in the teeth to all the Premier League clubs if nothing's done to Man City, if they just get a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? Now, Juventus got a 15-point deduction for whatever it was that they were in. I'm looking at Man City now, and I'm thinking to myself, well, if they're not going to relegate him, deduct points of him, and deduct quite a few points. I mean, if they deduct 20 points of him anyway, I mean, they'd still be in front of Chelsea and Liverpool. So, but Yeah, if they wanted to do that, if they're not going to deduct points now, then I don't know, maybe start next season with minus 30 points or something like that, or whatever. You know what I mean? But even then, I don't even think that's good enough, because that means they're still where they are. You know what I mean? In all fairness, to make an example of this, it would be to relegate Man City. That would set an example, because everybody else will look around and be like, oh shit, look at Man City now. That would be points deduction. That just means that City get one season off and then they just climb back up and just do whatever. You know what I mean? I think setting the example is relegation. Whether it's just relegation to the Championship, or even they have to start Football League all over again. You know what I mean? And then you look at that and you think, well, is any football league going to accept them? You know what I mean? And this is where you'll see how loyal the City fans really are. And this is where you'll see that there's probably only about 30,000 actual City fans tops. You know what I mean? Barely any man are rating Man City like that outside of Manchester. You know what I mean? Barely any man are rating them, and even still, with everything that they've been winning. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with this, but it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, in fact, after this video's done and I've edited it, I'm going to check what else is going on, because obviously I known about this all day, but I thought I'll make a video now because I didn't want to make a video while I was working, because I want to get on with work. And then, but yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow the socials, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.